hello. It's been a long time since I filmed a video, but I watched one recently and I thought that it would be a good take to get back into it. So what I saw was the Midyear book Freakout tag, and okay, I'm back. My dog rings a bell to go out. Very convenient. Or it seemed that way until she figured out that it just means that she can ask to go outside anytime, and I'm understanding what she means. So anyway, the tag is the Midyear book Freakout tag, and I saw it on Getbookish, I think is the channel name. Getbookish. And it's a couple of friends that have a channel together. I've been watching it for a while, on and off. They don't put out a ton of videos, but I really like what they put out, and they're friends, and they share it, and I think they don't live in the same place, so it's kind of nice to watch. Anyway, on to the questions. I will put the questions down below, and my answers as well, in case you just want to look at that. So the first question is, what is the best book that you read in 2018? And it's actually one that I just finished. So the best book I read in 2018 was Lullabies for Little Criminals by Heather O'Neill. I actually had read her more recent book, The Girl Who Was Saturday Night, and I really enjoyed that. I read it a few years ago, and I was in the bookstore, and I finally saw her first book, and they put out a new edition of it for the 10-year anniversary of it being published, and I'm so happy that I did. It's set in Montreal in a poor neighborhood, or I guess multiple poor neighborhoods in Montreal, because the main character, Baby, moves around a lot. She lives with her father, Jules, who is, I think, about 15 years older than her. He had her when they were very young, and he doesn't have a very stable life, and therefore our main character, Baby, doesn't have a very stable life. That is her real name. And when you read it, even though her experience of being 12 and 13 is very, very different than my experience of being 12 or 13, the feelings that she has and her thought processes, you recognize those. Even though I was clearly never in the situations that she is, if you read the book. But just that lack of understanding of what's dangerous, I think it was put really well. I thought there was a quote on here. Oh, rats. So there was a quote I saw about the book, and it was something about how a 12 or 13-year-old might recognize a movie as scary or dangerous, but not that talking to certain individuals or certain people is dangerous. And that really is true in this book. Baby talks to anybody who will give her attention. The next question is the best sequel that you read in 2018. It's actually a sequel that I've previously read. I don't read a lot of series. I have 2 series that I read. It's the Harry Potter series, and I just have been rereading that as my first book every year since they've been putting out the illustrated editions. So my favorite sequel was the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. My lovely husband has been getting them for me as they've been coming out for Christmas, and then yes, I've been having them as my first read of the year, and they're just so beautiful and nostalgic, and I mean, so nice. And I know it's going to be a good first read of the year. So I've really been enjoying that. The other series that I read is the Outlander series, and I'll get into that in a later question. Okay, a new release that you haven't read but you want to. So this one was kind of hard for me, mostly because I don't really follow news about new releases that are coming out. I tend to be a little bit out of the loop with that, whether it's the videos that I'm watching or maybe because we don't have like a new bookstore in my town. So I don't see the advertising put out for books that are coming out. So I had to go and look at my Goodreads, because sometimes if I see something that really strikes my fancy, I will put it in there that I'd like to read it. And it's not a new release. It came out in 2017, so that's pretty new. Oh no, I've forgotten. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by Sherman Alexie. So that one is a memoir by Sherman Alexie, who has a really interesting personal history. My understanding is that he is First Nations, but didn't... I'm not going to go into it because I haven't read it and I don't really know yet. So I will read it and I will find out. So I want to read You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, but I don't know when I will get it. I don't order a lot of books online, so maybe if I go to another town or if it shows up in our used bookstore. Biggest disappointment of the year. So that gets into the other series that I read, which is the Outlander series. I loved the first one. The second one was good. I think the third one was still good. But I'm at a point where I feel like I need to keep reading the Outlander series, even though I don't love the books anymore. So this year I read, so far, both A Breath of Snow and Ashes and An Echo in the Bone. They're really long, and I don't think they need to be this long. That's my biggest problem with them. I still like the stories about Jamie and Claire and Brianna, but there's so many side stories now that get put in, and a lot of them I don't find very interesting. So I wish that there was like a condensed version where you could just find out about your main characters. Maybe I should just read Spark Notes. That being said, I'll probably keep reading them. Don't know why I do it to myself. Question number... Did I skip one? No, question number 6. Oh, favorite new author. Again, I think I have to go with new to me because I just don't have my eye on the new fiction so much. So new to me is Sarah Moss, and the book I read by her was The Tidal Zone. It was really, really lovely. I think she has another book coming out. I heard about this through Jen Campbell's channel, and she is obviously a very famous author and YouTuber and lovely human. I watch all of her videos. So yeah, I'd like to read more by Sarah Moss because that was a great new to me author. Question 7 is newest fictional crush. I don't read a lot of books where I have a crush on the characters. Jamie Fraser is not new, but if I had to pick a man from any of these books, it wouldn't be a Harry Potter one, because they're children. It wouldn't be from Lullabies for Little Criminals, because they are not very nice people. The men in it, Baby's nice. So I think, yeah, Jamie Fraser. Number 8, a book that made you cry. I don't think I've cried from any of the books I read so far this year, but the one that maybe made me the most emotional was Americanah by I'm going to say this wrong. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Very rich book. I love it. I'm not going to say anymore. Number 9, book to movie adaptation. I think the only books that I read this year so far that have been made into movies are the Harry Potter ones, and they're okay. Not my favorite. But I did watch a movie that is originally a book, and I loved the movie so much that I'm actually nervous to read the book because it was so beautiful. And that was Call Me By Your Name. That was an emotional movie. If I read that book, that would be the book that would make me cry, because I bawled my eyes out during that movie. Just that sense of like longing and unrequited love, and loved it. Number 10, the most beautiful book you've bought or been given. So this one's kind of cheating, but it was a gift for Christmas from my cousin and her family. And that is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I actually already had the small version of this book that comes in this set, like little textbook set. But this illustrated edition is just so stunning. Look at that. It's beautiful. And there's a really lovely pull-out page of some dragons. Let's see if I can get to it. Sorry if you can hear something in the background. My dog is eating right next to me. Hey, oh. I don't even know if you can see all of this. Anyway, it is gorgeous. And books I want to read next, or for the rest of the year, books that I still want to read in 2018. I don't have anything on my shelf left except for the book that I'm currently reading, which is On Chesil Beach. I picked this one up at our secondhand bookstore in town without realizing that I think it's currently in theaters as a movie adaptation. Maybe? I think I heard that somewhere. But again, I live in a very, very small town where our movie theater plays basically, well, we have one screen, we play one movie at a time, and it's usually something Marvel or children's or 50 Shades related. So I don't think that I'm going to get this movie in my town. I'll have to wait until it's on the Google Play and then rent it there or something. And that's it. So thank you if you made it to the end. Thank you to the Get Bookish girls for putting it out as a tag. I don't know where it originally came from, but it was kind of fun to review what I've read so far this year and look forward to the rest of the year. I read 18 books so far this year, not counting any children's books that I read for school, because I'm a teacher, so I read a lot of children's books too. All right, thank you again. Bye.